fool. Quarterback whack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 hit him, listen. It's Eagles talk high, this talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat shelling, I take the dark job. Drop the stats on them, drop the facts on them. Spur game, baby, let's get it on.
Hey fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to another edition of Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. That's right. We're back this week, and we're going to talk about the Eagles' upcoming third and final preseason game against the New York Jets. We'll talk about what's going on in training camp, and we'll talk about this new culture of the NFL and how to run training camps in preseason. We'll get into that. But, yo, I'm here with my man, my co-host, Pat. Pat, what's going on, man?
What's going on? Oh, man. I'm ready. Let's get started. Let's get this thing going, man.
All right, let's start this first quarter.
You're now listening to the first quarter.
All right, you are watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans, and we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. And at the beginning of each quarter, and this show is divided into 4 quarters, just like a real game. So this first quarter, I'm not partaking. I'm just going to sip on my wine. I am sipping some white wine. I'm not going to do a shot tonight. Pat, I know that you are. So what are you partaking in tonight?
I was going to do the Angels Envy, but I'm going to the 10-year Henry McKenna.
So he's going to turn it up a notch. All right, okay.
Just a tad, just for at least one shot.
All right, for at least
my
one
brother's
shot.
Safety.
All right, while you do that, the first people in the room tonight, Kevin Johnson, Fly Eagles Fly. What's up? Second person in the room tonight was Maine Blair. What's up, fam? What's up? Maine, I'm sorry. And Kevin Johnson. What's good, Eagles Talk? What's good, Kev? Richard Boo, what's up, Eagles family? What's up? What's up? Quavo's in the house also. What's up, Quavo? He says, hey, hey, hey. Yo, so without further ado, let's do the shot to our Philadelphia Eagles and hopefully to a successful season. Everybody raise your drinks. And 3, 2, 1, down the hatch. All right, Pat. So our Philadelphia Eagles take on the New York Jets, whom we have been joint practicing with since Tuesday and Wednesday. And, I don't know if this is the new NFL or whatever, but we're 0-2 in preseason games. But
man, we're
like 4-0. We're 4-0 in joint practices.
Yes, we are.
Matchups. So in practice, we're 4-0. If that means anything, which I don't know. I don't.
I mean,
think
that's
it
what
means.
preseason is, anyways. It's nothing but a glorified practice. It's just naturally.
No. It's different. It's different getting under those lights and hitting for real.
Yeah.
You can't hit the quarterback, and there's no. It's different.
Hey, listen.
So we can be 4-0 in joint practices, but what does that mean to this team going forward playing on the field? We haven't seen a lot on the field yet. We need to see that.
Yeah, I do agree, but at the same time, Matt Ryan hasn't practiced. Hasn't played a preseason game this year. Aaron Rodgers don't. I know your argument. Like these guys are veterans.
They are veterans. They've been
there.
playing.
They've done that. I understand, but you know what? For a team that's often injured during the preseason, that's often injured during the training camp. If this keeps us healthy for the beginning of the season, I'm all for it.
So basically what you're saying is you're okay for our preseason to actually be during the season when we should be winning games, because that's what's going to wind up happening, because you just can't go from
Well, we did it last
practice
year. What you
into a
talking?
real game
They
and
did it
to
last
think
year.
that you're going to just come out running. Like, the practice is not the same.
That's true.
It's
They did, but
not
they
the
did
same.
last year. I mean, we sucked last year, but listen, we didn't have too many joint practices last year with other teams. We were actually able to have joint practices, and last year, with those COVID restrictions, your practice was restricted anyway. This year, they're getting more instruction. They're getting more time to understand what they need to do to be successful as players and as at positions that they are at. Quez Watkins the other day he said, all here is Sirianni's coach ear in my voice in my head telling me about my route that I run. We don't. That's player development that we've been waiting for how many years? How many years besides the Super Bowl year? How many years have we been asking for player development, develop the talent that we have, so that they can run these crisp routes, they can block, they can do this, they can do that.
I don't mean that. I'm talking
So I
about
mean, listen, if this is
part of that developing is allowing them to do it in real games.
I mean, that is true,
At
but at
game
the same
speed, that you
time,
cannot
we're running
replicate
game
game
speed.
speed in practice.
We're
You
running
can't.
game speed
No,
at
no, no, no.
these
You cannot
practice.
replicate games in practice, period. There's a whole different thing going on. When you have a game and there are people in the stands, the bright lights are on, all that comes into. We need to see these guys, how they're going to act, not in front of their peers on the practice field, how they're going to act when there's a stadium full of people out there, the big lights are on and you get them little butterflies. How we have to, they need that along with the physicality of playing in a real game, because you're not getting that either in practice. The quarterback can't even be hit. So you
Mhm.
can't tell me the physicality is the same in practice.
So
So
you
no,
so
they
so
need
we're
to
talking about
play. That's what I believe. But
12,
don't get me
12,
wrong. Hold on,
15
hold on, hold on.
plays.
Let me pump the brakes. Don't get me wrong. I understand with the veterans why you may take a different approach, because they've done what these young kids are not doing.
Mhm.
They've been in the practices working their way up to the status where they can have practices off, because they know what they're doing and they're
Yes.
veterans in this league. We have a very young offense. The most experienced out of
Besides the offensive line.
our projected wide receivers, starting wide receivers, the most experience any of them have is 2 years.
Mhm.
Our running back is a veteran on offense, and he only has 3 years. He's only in
Mhm.
his third year.
Mhm.
Our quarterback that's starting only has this is his second year. So
Mhm.
we have a very young the offensive the nucleus there that needs to get that time in and those snaps in under game conditions to develop some type of chemistry. You got to do it. You can't do that in practice.
I understand that, but at the same time, preseason, man, you're not going to play these guys for a whole half. I mean, you got 3 games. Before it was 4 games. I can understand the third game of the preseason. They'll play a whole half and maybe into the third quarter. You're not doing that no longer. You got 3 games. You got a longer season, so therefore you need to rest these guys because you got a longer season. The players opted for this. They were part of the players association. They had their representatives represent them and say, yeah, we accept this, we accept that, and we accept this. And therefore, there is no more 2 days. All right, there's no more 2 days. So the intensity is drawn back. But the players wanted this. The players wanted this type of atmosphere, and this is
Yeah,
what
but
we get.
even within that, you can still get more work to our players in this environment, and simply by playing them in the preseason games. You can get more just by putting them in a preseason game. Let them get some reps under game speed. Let's see what they look like under the bright lights, and then the hitting is for real. Let's do that. Come on, we are still playing football. You can't treat these players like fine pieces of china. You just can't. They're football players.
I mean,
They're
unfortunately,
gonna,
we're in the
if they're
Philadelphia
gonna get
Eagles,
injured,
and
it's
in
not
the past two
anything
years,
planned.
we've been nothing but fine pieces of China. Just look at our former quarterback. All right, look
Right.
look at our offensive line. Last year we had what 16 different combinations of offensive linemen start. I mean, if for the first 5 games we're able to continue to have the same starting offensive line, n- there's no doubt in my mind that gives us an opportunity, a chance to try to win those first 5 games.
Well, they're going to be very, very tough, man, and we haven't seen enough. We've seen little snippets of what could possibly be, but we don't have anything concrete to look at. 10 plays we've seen of Jalen Hurts in the preseason. Just 10 plays. That's it. We didn't see him at all last week, and it looks like they may not play him in the third game. Come on. For selfish reasons, of course, I want to see. I
Yeah.
want to see Jalen Hurts. I want to see him. I want to see all these great things that they talk about that's going on in us winning 4 joint practice sessions. I want to see that in a real game situation, not this practice, not practice. I need to see it in a game. And even though preseason games do not count, you get more of a realistic view of how this season's going to be. Outside of everybody's calling vanilla plays, because we understand nobody's really showing anything, but you get to see, the physicality, full head. Nobody's dancing around anyone. If you miss a route, you may get popped. We need to see that type of stuff. We need to see them in real game situations. I think it'll help them. It definitely helped me, but I know
That's
I
what
think
those
it'll
joint
help them.
practices are for. Oh man, let's go to some comments because
Yeah.
they're chirping at the bit in the chat room.
All right. What? Well, make sure I am up. Where are we at? 6 hours. I need more. Okay, here we go. Let me go to. Bill Crow says, "Oh, lines are vets." You're right, Bill. They are, and they don't need that. I don't think they need as much work. Also, outside of the fact that they are just returning from injury, so they've worked together long enough that probably it doesn't take them a lot of work. But outside of that, yeah, I'm okay with them getting some rest because they've been through the rigors. They know each other. They've been playing together. So I'm okay with that. But the young guys, they need to practice. They need to play in the games. So Michael Mo said, practice. We talking about practice. Yes, we are, Michael. We talking about practice. Um, you know, it's encouraging to know that they're doing the right things in practice, but we need to see that on the field. Is this team disciplined enough to carry that effort and what they're learning in training camp? Can they carry it over without any experience or any exposure out there? Can they do that?
Yeah, I think so. I really think that this team is going to surprise a lot of people. I mean, this by these reports talking about our defensive line dominating so much that it's helping our secondary out. That's reminding us. That's reminding me of the Eagles of the past. Our defensive line used to be so dominant that regardless of how good or how bad our cornerbacks was, they used to yeah, when you put that up, the kind of
I know.
they used to protect us, you know. So if we get back to our front seven being dominant, like I think they can be, I'm all for it. You know, listen, if we're able to come into this season completely healthy, I mean, we're missing one guy. Don't get me wrong. That tight end Tyreek Tyree Jackson, you know, he was beasting it. So we're missing him right now. But besides that. I mean, we have everybody on the team healthy except for Ronald. McLeod, who's coming back from ACL injury. You know,
Right, right.
besides that, everybody on the team is healthy. They have little knick-knack injuries, little soft tissue injuries, but they'll be ready for the season. If we can go into this season after this game completely healthy, that gives us a fighting chance on the season.
Yeah. Well, as much as I complain, we have nothing. We can do nothing about this. So as
True.
much as I complain, we're just going to have to wait until the games are played for real when the regular season starts. That's when we're going to be able to see our team, and looks like not before that. And I'm a little upset that I'm not able to see them a little before that. But I also think that you know it would be beneficial to them to play in those games. I get it. I get it. We have been very injury prone the past few years, and these guys may just be thinking, let's just get to the starting line
Hmm.
healthy, and then we'll take it from there. I don't agree with that approach, but maybe that's what it is. And then, is it really Nick Sirianni that's saying that he's going to preserve his players, or is this coming from up above?
How
Is
free?
this coming from up above? Is it coming from Halfrey? Is it
How
coming
free?
from is it coming from um, Jeffrey Lurie
How you
and
Rosen?
Howie Roseman? Are they saying, look, we want to preserve these guys and keep them healthy till till the regular season, or is this the way he runs his training camp? I don't know. I don't know. But that was a worry that we had about him
Hmm.
being hired, maybe being not a pansy, but a more controllable coach than a more veteran, uh, stronger personality. So, all right, that's the end of the second quarter. I mean, first quarter, and
And that's the end of the quarter.
so you're watching Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles coverage show on Facebook that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans, where we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots most of the time. But tonight, I'm not doing shots. I'm just going to continue to sip on this white wine that I have, and Pat is going to do the shots. Um,
Just one more because this is 100 proof.
I know. You
But it's a
stepped up. You
smooth,
bucked
it's
up.
a smooth 100 proof. If y'all can get this 10-year Henry McKenna, I highly suggest this to everyone out there that's bourbon whiskey type drinkers. This is very smooth. It's almost like the 1856 Uncle Nearest.
Oh, that's good. But it may be smooth, but 100 proof is 100 proof.
Yeah, it's 100
So
proof.
it's going to knock you on your ass. I know it's
Yeah,
going
that's why
to.
this is my
So
last
here we
shot.
go. All right, Danny said he think they should play. All right, so here we go. Let's start this second quarter.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, so he's already poured his drink, and everyone raise your drinks in honor of our Philadelphia Eagles. And down the hatch, 3, 2, 1. And let me know what you guys are partaking in tonight as we talk about our team. So in the second quarter, let's talk about what we're hearing from um, about our young
Man,
people.
4-0, baby. We're 4-0, baby.
Yeah, I'm hearing that we're doing great things in practice and joint practices, and that's all encouraging. But that doesn't help me swallow what's going on in the preseason thus far. That doesn't help me because now I'm antsy. Now I want to see it. Now I'm anxious. I want to see what they're talking about with these great things that we're doing in practice. And then when the games come up, they don't play anybody. So yeah, I'm very disappointed. I think they should play. I think they should play. Not to mention, this is a form of entertainment, man. Come on, I mean, you don't
It,
have to
it,
play them all the time, but you're charging money for these games, and then you don't think that those people that are paying good money to come see these preseason games shouldn't get an opportunity to see the starters, even with a couple series or whatever, or you know more than what we've given them, which is nothing. Well,
Yeah, I
look,
mean, yeah, you do pay a lot to get into these preseason games, but you should know that as a fan that preseason is what it is. It is what it is. Sometimes you get the starter, sometimes you don't. What about those fans that come to the regular season games, like for instance with the 76ers, and the main stars don't play, right?
all right. Well,
So
without
that's the regular
further ado,
season.
let me bring on our third co-host here, and Michelle is in the house.
Hey, Michelle, what's
Happy belated birthday!
Thank
She's
you.
been celebrating. Wow,
Thank
look
you.
like you had fun too.
I tried. I tried. I snuck away a little bit.
So we are now discussing. Well, we're not doing that. Why? Okay, now
Live your
we're
life.
now discussing what's going on in the joint practices, what we're hearing coming out of joint practices with the Jets. I've already bitched about not being able to see these guys play in actual preseason games because I think it would do them so good. And plus, selfishly, I would just like to see all these great things they're talking about they're doing in these practices. I have to see it. The practice is not the same. I need to see it under the lights. And then we're there now. We're there talking about what we're hearing from Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith. Um, you put that video up there, Pat, and that was a
Oh
sweet move. That
man,
thing was, oh my
Devontae
goodness.
Smith, his ability to get off a jam to line, his line of scrimmage ability. I'm just gonna call it his line of scrimmage ability is up there. I mean, I yes, he didn't go against the top tier corners yet, like a Jalen Ramsey or a Patrick Peterson, or even the kid from the Saints. But right now, just to see what he has, to literally see his foot movement and to understand that they did a clip between him getting off the line of scrimmage and shaking the defender and going back to the first time we heard Sirianni coach him up about him getting off the line of scrimmage and watching the hips of the defensive back and what moves you can do on that. Like these kids, these receivers are getting coached up so immensely that they are, hearing the coach's head as they're running the routes to try to beat their defender. And I can truly appreciate that.
Well, that's all well and good, and I'm hearing that too. And we, like you said, we've been longing for a coaching staff that is focused on player development, that can actually develop players, because players are not complete, not all of them anyway.
Mhm.
I mean, the great ones, as you just spoke of, like Devontae, he comes in with a lot of a knowledge of how to play his position. I guess that's why he's the Heisman Trophy winner that he is. But there's others that come in here and they need to be developed. They need to be coached up to be able to play on an elite level at the highest level of the NFL. So we've been talking about that, longing for it, and we have a coaching staff now that's demonstrating that that's what they're about. And I heard Elliot Shore Parks talk about the improvement he's seen from the wide receivers from the beginning of the training camp to this point here now. So, but my thing is, I just want to see it on the field, man. It's not going to mean anything unless we see it in a game.
Hey, Nichelle.
Hey, just listening. Just listening. I
Yeah.
listened to SB Nation podcast earlier today when they broke down the last Jets practice.
Mhm.
But I'm in the camp of the Ray Didingers of the world. This doom
Ah,
and gloom. I'm not going to say, oh, this is a Super Bowl winning team, but at the same time, it's preseason.
yeah,
It's
it's pretty good.
How many times have we been set up during preseason, blowing teams out?
Right.
Remember the Sam Bradford year? Remember how they looked in preseason?
Yeah.
This is a new coaching staff, new team, and this hyper critical analysis, I think a
Yes.
lot of it is because people need something else to do. We still heavy in the pandemic. We got a war going on. So people are putting so much of their, attention on, something like the Eagles. It's like, come on. You gotta give these kids a chance to develop. You gotta give the coaching staff a chance to coach.
Mhm.
We're setting up our, I don't believe in setting all these crazy expectations, from the jump. And I mean either way. I don't mean we expect to be a losing team or we expect to be a Super Bowl winning team. We're definitely going to be better than we were before, than last year. It's just how much better. That's really the question. I
Yeah.
so folks like John Ritchie, he's doom and gloom every time. Like they should in the locker room, they should put John Ritchie on repeat.
Nah, I don't
His
think not John Rich. Because you know what, Richie does
no,
say some
yeah,
negative
but
stuff,
he's always
but
talking about how untalented they are.
he
And
did
as a
say that.
player, he said it like every day for the past 3 weeks.
He did
And
say
as a
that.
Yeah.
player, you're telling these young guys that are trying to make their bones. You got Quez stepping up. Like you said, Devontae is a beast. So what? How are you not building them up? Talking about none of there's not enough talent. We don't know
Well,
what the talent is.
they're going off of
Right.
what they saw last year. They're going off basically what they saw last year and saying that these kids haven't developed. And the same thing I was trying to say a minute ago about player development. These coaches that we have here, yes, this is young coaching staff, but at the same time, they're developing these talent. If a receiver, not just one receiver, but multiple receivers say, I can hear the coach voice in my head telling me my placement is wrong, this and that. Instruction is very critical to somebody's psyche. So if you're You're a player like Jalen Rager, right? You're a player like Jalen Rager who basically was piss poor last year. This year, if you, he almost has did a 360 from what's been reported. He's smiling. He's having fun. When you have fun playing a game, you don't even think about it any longer. You don't think about, oh, I had where my placement is. It becomes natural, and when it becomes natural, next thing you know, you're balling at full speed, 110 miles an hour, and the other team can't stop because now the other team is thinking.
Mhm.
All
Yeah,
right.
I
Well,
think they have to believe in each other, and I think
Yes.
everybody thinks that what we feel based on their limited practice that we could see, not they're not showing us everything. They're not showing us all their practices,
Yeah.
and what we see in preseason matters. What really matters
To
is
us.
when we hit
Yeah.
Atlanta.
There you
right.
go.
And the product that we put on the field, then that's what matters.
Hmm.
All this chitter chatter and for months back and forth, we're getting another QB. That was a lot of that was manufactured by the public and the press.
Hmm.
And
Right.
these
Right.
kids are just trying to gel, get with their new coaching staff, and have a more positive and accountable outlook for their performance. So
Hmm.
it would be nice if there was some better energy around our team, especially
I
knowing
think
that they
it
have a
is.
lot
I
of
think it is. Inside that locker room.
challenges.
Inside that locker room with Jalen Hurts being the leader that he is, I think that outside noise he was talking about, nobody's listening to the outside noise. I
I
think
hope
inside
not.
that locker room, they're gelling to a point where they're not paying attention like most teams do, or most athletes will tell you. I'm not paying attention to what's outside. You don't need to pay attention to what's outside because they're not inside this locker room. You pay attention to what's inside this locker room, and you perform for the man next to you.
All right. Well, I agree with that. But I want to go to some comments here. Let me go to some comments. The people out there talking. You hate to like me, so I have a serious question. From what I saw last week, do you all think we need to stay healthy? Because the second and third team looked like crap. They did look like crap,
Yes, we need to stay healthy.
We're
and I'm
not
not.
deep. I will give it. I will give that critique. We're not deep,
No, we're
and
not
they
deep.
No,
they
no
need
Flacco.
they we need some depth. That is our weak link right now is our depth.
Hmm.
All right, so that's the end of the second quarter. So let's end that.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, so you are watching, listening to Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles coverage show on Facebook. That's by Eagles fans, for Eagles fans. Yes, me, the Dark Knight, Michelle, and Pat. We like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots most time, but not tonight. I'm just going to sip on this white wine I have, and Pat
Ditto.
Look at
and
that.
Pat
Look
is
at
going to
that.
do the shot. So, everybody, let us know what
I
you are
am not doing
partaking in, what
100
you are
proof though.
drinking tonight, as you help us, and then we discuss our Philadelphia Eagles. So, here we go. As soon as Pat gets finished pouring.
Yeah, I had to do a corner.
All right, okay. So here we go. Everybody raise your shots in honor of our Philadelphia Eagles and down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
I need to start getting wine.
I mean, so has anybody's confidence or prediction for the season changed, or are you still optimistic as you were before we've gotten to this point of preseason, or are you more doubtful? Tell me how you feel, Pat. What do you think?
15 and
What did you have
15
us
and 2.
going?
15 and 2.
So you all right? Okay, so you're
I've
still
been
high.
drinking.
You're
I've
still
been
high.
drinking.
I've
No,
been
no, no.
drinking. I've been
In all
drinking.
seriousness, in all seriousness, I believe we definitely can have a winning record. I don't want to throw a number out there yet. I do think we can have a winning record because our defensive front and our offensive line, the trenches win games. If you can control the line of scrimmage, you can control the game. And that's one thing we pride ourselves on. We got a veteran offensive line. We have a left tackle in Jordan Malala, who's going to be an outstanding left tackle if he can keep it up. Our defensive front it's just nasty.
Isn't it?
It's
Isn't it?
nasty, and we haven't even seen Ryan Kerrigan play yet, and that's the crazy
Yeah.
thing about it. Um, So with our defensive front, with our offensive line controlling that line of scrimmage and the rotation of running backs, don't matter who our linebackers are right now, because if we can get pressure against the quarterback and stop the run while we get into the quarterback, I mean that makes everything much easier for our defensive secondary. I really like the addition of Steven Nelson. I told you that a long time ago, which we added him a long time ago, but we did. When we did, it is what it is. He's going to be a good second corner. Yes, he does get beat. You know, every corner in the world has got beat many times. This what his mental is after he gets beat. Hockey prepare himself to be better than the next play. Darius Slay is playing like the guy we wish we played like last year, even though he only got beat by two good wide receivers who was DK Metcalf and Devontae Adams last year. He's still playing up to that all pro cornerback position that we want him to do. It always got to mesh with the quarterback. Um, it goes back to me looking at him at Oklahoma. He's a winner. No matter where he has been, he's a winner. Uh, when he came to Alabama, he was a winner. When he went to Oklahoma, he was a winner. It's something about his aura that he carries himself that players love to be around him. You can see it with Quaz. You can see it with Rager. You can see the with Smitty already. Even Ertz Ertz and Sanders are like, yo, even Ertz was supposed to be on outs. They gelling with Hurts right now. So
So you're still high
I'm
as you
high.
were, or even,
About
I mean,
15 and 2.
Somebody
you're,
asked what you
Right.
get from the dispensary.
I mean, you're still as high on the Eagles as you were
I
before.
just said we can have a winning record. I didn't. Even though I was joking
We're
with the
definitely
15
going
and
to at
2,
least be above 500. It
we
might
should
be
be
one
above
game
500.
above 500,
See,
but come
it
on. It's
might be 9 and 8.
like I don't there's besides the depth issue, our first team has a lot of talent, and our defense, to Pat's point, is going to be a problem.
I
That's
believe that.
definitely going to be a top 10 defense no matter how you slice it. I think, the way it's shaping up. So, I'm excited to see, what they can put together. I've lowered my expectations, but at the same time, I'm not
Lowered
in the doom. I didn't put
expectations.
myself in a doom and gloom category. I'm
Yeah,
excited to see these guys developed over the next season and see how they can gel. And get at me game 6. If we're 0-6, yeah, we got a problem. But if they can skirt away 2 or 3 of the first 6 games, we have some stuff to build
why can't
on.
we go 6-0? Why can't we go 6-0?
Oh man, you
Look,
gotta,
like I said, I lowered my expectations.
man,
I'm just,
don't. You are
but
high. You are
because
high,
if we
high.
go
If you
if
think
we
we can do
go
it,
6-0, then I'll be hyped. But if we could at least be 500 in the first 6 games, we still,
that's a
and
win.
we keep
That's a win.
improving. That's what I like about preseason, is that each week we've gotten better, and that's the trajectory you want to go. You don't want to just come out and everybody's like, "Oh, they're great, they're awesome." Now you don't want to do that. You want to keep building and stay humble, and that's what I really like about this team, is that their work ethic is high,
Yeah.
and that's important.
So the first 6 games: the Falcons, 49ers, Cowboys, Chiefs, Panthers. That's not easy.
That's not easy.
What you
That's not
And then
easy.
the
mean?
Buccaneers.
I think we're
I'm
gonna
sorry, that
take
was
the
just 5 games. And then the Buccaneers. So the
yeah. I think
Buccaneers,
I think we're gonna
we
take the
not gonna win.
Panthers and the Cowboys. I'm not giving the
All right, let me let me
Cowboys
let me
the
let me
boys
let me
that.
let me take a look at the schedule.
And I'm not sure if Howard makes a team. You hate
I
to
think
like me. I'm not sure.
I
I
think
don't
it's
think
over.
he's in the top 3 running backs.
I think he does make it because we're carrying 4 running backs. It's going to be Boston Scott, Gainwell, Sanders, and
You think it's Howard?
Howard. Yeah,
You think
Okay.
Howard makes it over who?
yeah.
All right,
Over
let's go to
everybody
some.
else.
Let's go over uh, some comments here. Danny Ritchie says, "Not a chance. We 6-0." He laughs. Yeah, I don't believe that's happening. Um, I don't care how
Come on,
much I
man. We
have to
play the
drink.
Falcons, the
Willie
49ers.
says the linebackers. I like the linebackers. They're speedy.
Hmm.
For what this defense or this coordinator is asking of them, they seem to fit the bill for what he wants them to do. And so I'm excited to see how that's going to translate into real game situations. We still with the defensive line that we have that's going to be getting the push. Like you said, we still have to stop the run on the way to the quarterback. So these linebackers are going to be counted on to do that behind this massive or this aggressive defensive line we have. I love our defensive line too. I can't wait to see this defense in action. I've already made a preseason bet that we were going to have a top 10 defense. So now, I'm just chomping at the bit to win my bet and to see this defense perform in the way that I think that I'm expecting to see them play, man. So here we go. Walter says, my expectations are always high, baby. He loves the birds. Kyle Howard's making it just because he laced that.
Because he can block.
You destroyed that. Yo, he destroyed that. Ball, he was like, "This is how you make a block."
I know, but our RBs they struggled in that red zone practice. Like they was getting stuffed.
But we still need him because we need a bigger back, and he's the biggest back that we have besides Elijah Holyfield, which I think he's not making it. But I do want to say this. I saw a comment up there by Walter D. Noble saying we're only going to win the fifth game out of that 6-game stretch, which is the Panthers. What?
Yeah.
So we play the Falcons.
So you're just going to say we losing to the Cowboys. As an Eagles fan, you can't just assume we're going to lose to the Cowboys any year on any team. That's obnoxious.
Let's do this. The Falcons, they have a good offense. Their defense sucks. All right. 49ers got a whole new coaching staff, right? Except for the head coach, right? So why you don't think we're going to be dominant against them? Because they don't know what quarterback they want to start. The Cowgirls. It's the Cowgirls. Come on, man.
That's disrespectful.
Now the Chiefs, I kind of understand that
Andy might give us an L.
Panthers is a whole new coaching staff there with the Panthers. We got Sam Darnold as the quarterback. I expect us to win that game, of course. Buccaneers, Super Bowl champs. But at the same time, I think there's going to be a closer game than a lot of people think it is.
Yeah,
agreed.
We'll definitely have to see leading up to those games because if it's not going that way, then we don't expect it to be looking like that by the time we get to the Buccaneers. But come on, that's the Buccaneers, man. We got a young nucleus. I hope that we can get some develop some chemistry, get a rhythm going or whatever, and be successful early. That'd be great for these young guys to have that under their belt. But we're talking about an NFL team that just won the Super Bowl with arguably the best quarterback of all time. That is not going to be, and a defense that won the Super Bowl just as much as you can blame or credit Tom Brady with winning the Super Bowl. So
absolutely,
I don't see that one. I don't see us coming out unless something miraculous is happening in the first 3 games, and we're just as dynamic as they're reporting that we are against these other teams in joint practices. If we can come out and play like that, what they're reporting we're doing in the joint practices, then then we have a chance.
I agree with Bill. Give the card back. You don't say you lose to the Cowgirls. Come on.
Oh yeah, I didn't say that.
Regardless how bad we are,
stop.
We could be 2-15.
Yeah.
Also 2 wins against
But then we have to look at our losses. How close are those games?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How if we lose, how do we lose?
No, you guys are forgetting. Do you know what's going on in Dallas, right? Dak is not playing, and his health is in question right now. So this is, to hear that, because we think we're going to beat them even with Dak, but with that on the horizon here, we definitely can beat both of those games. If Dak doesn't play, we beat those games. We're beating them.
Well, I mean, and to Pat's point, with folks bringing in new coaching staffs and trying to figure out what they're doing and not picking a starting quarterback, a lot of people have the same challenges and dysfunction as we do. Yeah. Even with having more veterans. So we can't just assume that's a gimme for them because they still have to go through the same, trials and tribulations of fielding a team.
I want to ask you guys a question. I want to ask you a question right now. Do you, coming into the season of 2017 and 2021, not thinking about the Super Bowl, actually thinking about the Super Bowl, do we have more or less talent than we had that year?
Right for which year? The Super Bowl year?
Don't think about the Super Bowl year. Just think about going into that year.
Going into well, I can't.
I didn't expect us to go to Super Bowl that
No, we
year.
didn't
I'm not
expect
even gonna
that.
lie.
Nobody going. No, no, no. I didn't
So
expect that.
So I mean, this to look over our team for the last 5 years. The one thing we always been clamoring about was getting some wide receiver help, getting some
I
cohesion with
know we
Carson
got
Wentz,
it, and we
get
still
some
not
guys,
happy.
get some guys that can grow with our quarterback. We should be happy that we got a quarterback that's grown with our wide receivers right now. I
Yeah.
understand the talk about Deshaun Watson, but Deshaun Watson barely beat the. I don't think I understand this. Barely beat the Alabama team who was quarterbacked by a freshman, Jalen Hurts, in a national championship game. They barely beat him on a 2-point conversion.
All
I
right,
feel
so
that.
that's the end of the third quarter. In that quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All
Thank you,
right,
cousin.
you are watching, listening to Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles coverage show on Facebook that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And we like to talk about our favorite football team so much that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. But tonight I am drinking, JT already came at me because I'm drinking a glass of white wine, and he said, don't ever talk about Selman's drinks again. Well, I
Shout out to
will
my
talk about
brother,
because
man.
I drink Selman. Yeah, shouts out to Selman. We'll get to him.
Hey, Shell.
He is over there in Iraq on assignment. So prayers and our thoughts go out to Shelman. Make it home here safe, buddy.
Yeah.
And, get that paper too while you can. All right.
That's
So here we
right.
go. Here
I
we
was
go,
drinking
everybody.
this, but I'm not
He,
drinking this no longer.
he's not drinking that anymore. What are you drinking, Pat? Come on.
I'm drinking this.
He's drinking what? What's that?
Water.
Uh,
Water? Yeah, that's what it should be. That's what it should be.
yeah, I'm
All
drinking
right.
water.
So let me know what you're drinking out there. And here we go. Whatever you're drinking, we're going to do it down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter, man. So what's the optimistic? What's your view? What are you more optimistic about here, the offense or the defense?
Um, it's hard to special teams.
Special teams. Oh my goodness.
Yes, I had
You
to throw that
guys,
out
let me
there.
know out there in the comments too. What are you more optimistic about on this on this team, the
I
offense or the defense? Who's
I
going to
say the
carry
offense.
us?
I say the offense.
You say the offense.
I do because the defense has a strong defense in the front. And this the other day against the Patriots, against the Jets, they was talking about how much pressure they was getting in dominating the one-on-one battles. Hargrave, they say Hargrave looked like he looked when he was with the Steelers. Fletcher Cox looked like an All-Pro. And we haven't even thrown Ryan Kerrigan in the mix yet. So that defensive front could be dangerous. Can be up there with the Washingtons of the world. Be scary. That's scary, I believe.
All right. So Nichelle, what do you think? What side of the ball are you more optimistic about, the offense or the defense?
I'm in the middle. I'm in
Special
the middle.
teams. I said special teams.
Yeah, I'm a little bit in the middle. I will give the slight edge to the defense, but I definitely want to see. I think this offense can be deadly if they start to gel.
Yes.
And Jalen Hurts proves to be a good decision maker. I hear all over and over, he don't have the arm. He only has 2 out of 3 things to be a good quarterback. And
I
I'm
heard
just
that.
wondering, where was all this judgment for so many other mediocre quarterbacks that are in this league?
Right. Right.
Jalen Hurts has proven himself at the collegiate level at 2 of the biggest football schools in the country,
Mm-hmm.
and he still can't get any respect. So, I'm a little bit leaning towards the D, but I think the offense is going to really come into their own because of the way they're gelling. So, I'm excited to see them as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very excited to see our offense because I think that chemistry is there with the receivers and it hurts. I think that offensive line is going to carry this. Our running backs don't carry this offense initially, but once they get into a groove,
Yep.
this offense can look like the Rams of 2000, and that's
Right.
special right there. But again, I go back to our defense. Our defense has the keys to maintain the season for us. It's the thing out there. Defense win championships. When you have a
Mm-mm.
defense that's as strong on a front line like we have, that always keeps us in the game. When a defense can keep you in the game, I mean, this go back and look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of what was it 2004, right? Their offense was they had Trent Dilfer as quarterback. I mean, 2003, they had Trent Dilfer as quarterback, but their defense was the ones that carried them. The same thing with the Ravens and Ray Lewis. Their offense was crappy, but their defense kept them in games. If you keep the score, I think Buddy Ryan philosophy was we're holding to 13 points or something like that, right?
Yep.
We just need y'all to score a touchdown and a field goal, and we are
All
holding
right, the counter argument to that is our very own Philadelphia Eagles because in our biggest moment, our offense is the one who pulled it out. Our
them.
defense gave up five darn near
Well,
mile
wait a minute, but
in the air
the sack fumble
yeah,
won us
that
the
was it.
game.
But man, they were right there. We would score, they would score. Our offense literally had to
It was a
outscore them
shootout.
doing.
It was
Yeah,
a
it was a
shootout.
shootout.
So,
Our
sometimes
offense
we were
had
going to
to.
get in a shootout, but
Right.
I'll take Devontae and Quez in the shootout right now. I'll take them two in the shootout.
He has
Especially,
dangerous speed. Like
come on, come
his
on.
his speed is so surprising. I'm not surprising because I talked about him during the draft and how fast he was. The second fastest guy on in the draft next to John Ross. But at 6'1", like somebody that's me, right? Running the 4.3 and maintain that speed all the way through. All right. So I mean, that's special speed. Then you
Yeah,
have a Devontae Smith who we all talked about his size, but when you see the kid run routes, he's always open. I looked at a breakdown of his last game, and he only had three catches, I believe, or two catches. He had a couple drops, but every single route he was open on, except that goal route. The goal route was actually a clear out route. Um, so it was crazy to actually think that if Jalen Rager can start acting like the guy that we thought he was when he came out of college, this offense can be deadly with our two tight ends and running back. That's just
yeah.
this is
Well,
I
crazy.
agree.
I'm more optimistic about the defense. I'm excited about the
Mhm,
potential that the offense has, being as young as they are. But I'm more optimistic that our defense is going to perform as we need them to be competitive. Because
mhm,
we have some tough teams coming up. We face some tough quarterbacks coming up. So we need a stout defense, and I think that this team and this defense has the parts already in place and enough experience. They may not have enough time together, but they have enough experience at playing football that I think they'll come together a little quicker than the offense. I love the potential of what our offense could do. This young, you guys talked about Devontae and Quez, a more mature Quez also, a Quez that has worked his butt off in the
mhm,
offseason to come back and be prepared to take the tutelage from this coaching staff, and
mhm.
that has even elevated him even more than just the work on his own. You know what I'm saying? So now we got a quiz that we need to see do this on the field on game
Hmm.
days. I mean, it's just one thing to hear about it, but we did get a glimpse. We got a glimpse of it in the first game when he caught that screen pass and he was out.
Yeah, he was
Holla.
gone.
I mean, I
He,
said
he
last
looked at the
season that
linebacker like,
Quez
"What you
didn't
doing?"
get enough touches. I
Yeah,
thought
he
he
did.
should have been more involved in the offense last season.
But
You
he was
know,
injured. He was injured early,
I get
and the
it.
thing about it, like he said it during this interview, he said, "You know what? I know I had speed, but I didn't know how to use my speed in different situations
Right.
because you can't just be, full throttle every single play. Sometimes there is requirements in the route where you have to be, a guy where you set this corner up." Like you can't use your speed. Like you set him up on a post corner and you take off on them. But if you're going full speed, of course they're going to double you now. So
Look,
there are different situations.
I'm laughing because it takes me back to the clip that you put up in the group today when Devontae comes out and just a little shake thing
Yeah.
and it was just ridiculous, man. It was too easy, yo. That thing
He's
was
slippery AF.
Yes. Yes.
He's definitely
It's the
breaking
simple
ankles.
things.
And then you
I'm
get the,
like, yo.
hurts through it a little too late. That split
That
second
was
late.
Flacco. That
They're
was a Flacco throwing. I think it was.
No,
That
they
was
were talking
Flacco.
about another one
Okay.
from yesterday where Hertz threw it a split second later.
But he
But
was so wide
still,
open, it didn't even matter.
but it doesn't. My whole thing is this: they are building their timing and their
Right,
Mhm.
chemistry.
exactly,
I don't
exactly.
understand why people think that's going to happen automatically in preseason. That stuff doesn't even start clicking until regular season because you have to be in a real game day scenario.
Right, right.
Preseason's not real game day. You don't get the same reps. You'd be lucky if you played a whole first quarter. So there's no rhythm being built here. You don't even get to build a rhythm until opening day. And you're playing consistently with the same folks out in a real game situation. So,
Yeah.
fall back, folks. Fall back.
Right. I still want to see him in preseason. I still want him. I want to see him.
I don't like the
I want
I
preseason
want
to,
to see
hype.
him.
It
because
always
look,
breaks my
this
heart.
is not what when I'm watching in preseason. First of all, I know the games mean absolutely nothing, but my eyes are focused. Only part of the preseason I want to see are my starters. I don't care. I was accustomed to the old preseason with the 4 games. I knew I was only going to see my starting my team, my number ones, maybe a series or two in the first game. I was okay with that. That's why I watched the game in the first place. And then I was used to seeing them maybe a little bit more in the second game. I'm used to that. And then maybe in the third game we might see him a quarter and almost a half. And then the fourth game we wouldn't see him at all. And that's all I needed.
I
I wanted to
agree.
see
I
my
agree.
starters.
I would have liked to seen the starters for a little over a quarter, but let's see what they
Let's
do tomorrow.
let's be honest. Let's be honest. All right. Let's be honest with ourselves right now. We've been they've been clamoring and saying name the media wants the coach to name the starters and stuff. We know who's starting. We know
He said that. He was like, "You
we
can
can
see the number ones."
you can
Right.
see who's starting. You can see that Andre Dillard is not starting.
Right.
You can see that. So therefore, what they have to do as coaches, they have to evaluate the rest of this team in a limited amount of time. A few years ago, you had 4 preseason games. You had a longer off season to evaluate these 90 men and cut who you needed to cut. You don't have that nowadays. You got 3 games to evaluate 90 or 82 now or 80 now, 80 men on a football team and to get this roster to make 31 cuts to get this roster down to 53.
What
Like
do you think
that's
Yeah.
about the long
absurd.
break after tomorrow?
I think
I
it's
think
going
that's
to.
the longest break we've had in a while,
Yeah,
between preseason and first game.
I'm gonna go watch some pinball or something
I
because
hope we,
I can't
I
watch the
hope
Phillies.
we're tough and we don't get soft on the layoff like
No,
I
game
hope they
plan
had
should be in
enough
there.
work that is. Yeah, that's my thing. I
Well,
want to see him.
we
It's
gotta
gonna be
just hope
implemented
they
game
they
plan.
they get it in at practice. You know what I mean? And they try and at least hang tough with our defense. The good thing about having that defense is that they will test that offense every practice.
They
Not
have.
Right.
every team
Exactly.
can say that.
They
Not
have.
every team can say that their defense is testing them every practice. But
I I,
yeah,
I
I'm
totally agree
trying
with
to
you.
get to Atlanta, cousin. My cousin Kevin asked we coming to Atlanta. I'm trying to. If I could get some game passes, I definitely is.
I
I'm
would
gonna.
be down to go also, but I'm going to be shooting that movie, so I can't go. I'm
Yeah.
going to be on set. So, but I would have
You need an
loved to
extra,
go down there, yo.
but
But
I'm
yo,
just
that was the end of the fourth quarter, man. We
yes,
thank
sir.
you guys so much for hanging in there with us, for checking us out, and make sure you check out the game tomorrow night. We don't know. I have a feeling that we won't see the starters, but I'm hoping that I am wrong. That's what I'm hoping. So I'm going to tune in because I'm not like Pat. I don't want to see the third and fourth string. I don't need to see them.
I like
I'm
to see
sorry.
how I like to evaluate people.
I
So
know you do.
I
But
know.
now,
Pat goes
now,
into coaching mode. Like
right? He
now
going
he
to
starts
coach
getting
mode.
he
so we
starts
go.
thinking about who's gonna stay, who's making a practice
So
squad.
they're cutting. They're cutting. They're gonna cut Richard Rodgers. They will keep 3 tight ends: Zach Ertz, Dallas Goddard, and Tyree Jackson. Beginning of the season, they're gonna put Tyree Jackson on that
On
6 week
an
injuries
IR, yeah,
IR. Then they're gonna bring
which
back
is
either
best.
Beck Stoll. You want to he listen. He was beasting. He was literally the best
No,
tight end.
you keep Rogers,
Well, who's gonna
Goddard,
pick? Oh, wait,
and
wait.
Ertz.
Who's gonna pick Rodgers up? Nobody's gonna pick Rodgers up if you cut him.
Oh, they may pick him up if we cut him. They may
If
pick him
not,
up.
you still got another tight
But
end
if
that you
they
can pick
don't,
up.
we got we're going to redshirt Tyree. Tyree, that was the best thing that happened. So I mean, I'm hoping that he's going to be okay and all that. But that's
Man,
the
that
best
was
thing
a
that can
secret
happen to
weapon,
him
man.
is to get injured so we can redshirt him because there's no way in the world we could put him on the waiver wire. He would have never came back to us. He would have survived. He would have the league knows about him. He's on notice.
Well, a couple
So it's
players
a great
to be
thing that
worried
we could
about.
just go ahead.
Couple players to think about that maybe put on PUP, so they can make room for other players to get on this squad. Devontae Taylor, the linebacker, who was killing
Davion
it.
Taylor, you
Davion
talking
Taylor, I'm
about.
sorry,
Yeah.
Davion Taylor, who was killing it, who is our speed guy. He's going to be put on
Right.
PUP. He's still week to week. McLeod, I don't see McLeod starting the season, even though he's been trending upward. I don't see him starting the season.
No.
On the roster as of yet. He's probably going to be another PUP candidate. And even though they were talking about keeping 3 quarterbacks, they're keeping 2 quarterbacks. We don't want Mullins here. This dude sucks.
Who?
Mullins, yeah, Nick
Mullins.
Mullins, man,
Who?
that guy, he does suck.
They should have kept
So,
Jamie Newman.
Look, people were so down on Hurts. They were talking about Flacco was going to be the starter. Remember that
Eddie.
nonsense?
I don't know why. What
So
Hurts
much
has done anything.
nonsense.
He hasn't done anything
Nonsense.
We love you, though,
to
Eddie.
warrant that type of the
hype.
outlook on him.
I'm
all
feeling
I've
some
been
type
hearing,
of way.
except for that first practice. All I've been hearing is great things from Jalen Hurts, and the glimpse that we got of him, it wasn't dynamic, but I saw improvement. I saw hope. You know what I'm saying? I was optimistic about that. He did some good things in that short period of time, man. He did, and I can't wait to see him playing every down in a real game. I can't wait. And like you said, we have seen lesser quarterbacks
Oh my
have
God.
lengthy careers, even if it wasn't no more than a backup. And this guy, he's only in his second year. You already trying to bury him? Are you kidding me? Are
Yeah,
you
no,
not giving him?
I don't think
Stop
that's
it!
cool at all.
Stop
I don't
it!
think that's
Stop it!
cool. Go after some of
Also,
them mediocre quarterbacks in the league and then
yeah.
come back at Hurts. Come
Also,
on now.
you might be surprised about this one. Maybe not. I think they're going to trade Dillard.
Dillard. Oh well, Dillard can go. I'm sorry. I mean, but
They're
you
not
know, I
going to
mean,
cut him, but I think they're going to trade him.
no, they're not going to cut him. There's no way you can cut him. He's a first round pick. That's the last thing Howie would do with that guy is cut him. But the writing is on the wall, and if it means anything, it may be a loss to Howie having struck out on this first round pick, and it's no saying that he can't be salvaged. He might be.
Oh, he's another Danny Watkins.
Oh, if he's that, then we wouldn't
He
get
was-
anything for
he
him.
was getting
We didn't get
destroyed in
anything for
practice.
Danny Watkins. Let's
He was
put it
getting
that way.
destroyed in practice by third string guys. Like
Yeah,
put
he
on his
was.
butt. Like no. Sorry, dude.
All right, so what I'm saying is, all right, he swung, he whiffed on this guy, but he hit a home run with Mailata.
He's
He
seven
hit a
round
home
draft
run with him. He picked him in the seventh round, and this guy has turned out to be a player. So Howie is half dozen in one hand, six in the other. What you know what I'm saying? Like, what you going to say? All right. Anyway, that's the end of the show, man. We've done our 4 quarters. We've talked about our Philadelphia Eagles. Look out tomorrow. I'm only looking for the first 2 minutes. If I don't see Jalen Hurts, I'm turning it off. I'll see you guys next week. We're out, man. Peace.
We go live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Call it that crack. yo, Shaq that fool. Hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him,